Hi everyone, welcome to the Kenny Wallace Show, brought to you by JEGS, the leader in high-performance aftermarket car parts. And JEGS now has Bronco parts and Jeep parts. They wanted me to tell you that, so go to jegs.com. As I always say, all right then. We're in the shop today. Charlie's behind the camera, and everybody says to me, Herman, how's that YouTube doing? And I said, well, we're doing pretty good. So I want to thank you all. We are at 50,000 subscribers right now. And we thought we'd give you a bonus YouTube show. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and Charlie's heart. We're 50,000 subscribers. This was just an idea we had. We thought, well, let's have some fun. We got to commenting on everything. It's been a boatload of fun. We love having fun with you all. So anyway, thank you all so much. All right. Here we go again. We are in the shop, and a lot of people always say, hey, Wallace, you got all that NASCAR money. Where's your team at? Let's do a 360, Charlie. This is the team. It's me, or as we used to say, moi. That's all there is. I had a guy roll up here one day. He didn't like me, had enough nerves to come up the driveway. I had the door open. He's looking around. I said, sir, can I help you? He says, where's all your help? I said, it's just me. This man, my hand's on a Bible. This is an accurate story. The man was so disappointed that I didn't have all this NASCAR help. I said, buddy, us Wallaces grew up building our own race cars. We do everything ourselves. Now, you'll see my help with me on the weekends. And there was a time when I lived in North Carolina that Billy Smith or Joey Wash, they were my crew chiefs, but it's me, and that's it. There's nobody else. So with that being said, I put all the motors in and out of the car by myself. Hey, Wallace, with all our NASCAR money, you ought to have somebody do that for you. I make myself laugh. All right, so one of the other questions I get all the time was, how much these motors cost, okay? So this is a very high-end modified motor. So this motor did not cost what I'm going to tell you, but these motors can cost anywhere from, listen, before you all start being smart ass to me, you're going to spend on your motor, and I'm going to spend what I spend on my motor. You can get a used motor, cobble it together, get a set of heads from a buddy. Hey, buddy, how much you want for them heads? And, they're welded up. I get that, and I respect that. But the Herminator don't operate that way. I worked hard my whole life to get to where I'm at. So these motors can cost anywhere, for me, anywhere from $18,000 to $35,000. So once again, these motors right here can cost $18,000 to $35,000. And then you say, well, why the price difference? Well, if you get a 13-degree head, 11, 13, the less degree, the more power and the more volatile. This is a 23-degree head motor. So, the less degree, the heavier the heads are, the more power it makes. But the heads get heavier, right? If you go 11 degree, 13, all those degrees, the less degree, the heavier the head. I want a light motor. So that's when you say, well, why the price difference? What degree headed motor do you want? So that's why $18,000 to $35,000, depending on how much horsepower you want. I want just enough horsepower. I don't want all that horsepower. So this is a Daryl Hoffman motor. You're saying, who's Daryl Hoffman? Well, this is Nick Hoffman's dad. And Daryl built my motors when I first started racing in 1986. So Daryl Hoffman, a very good friend of mine. So is Nick Hoffman. And Daryl Hoffman I got lucky. Daryl was back here and he delivered this motor. Now, this is a Hoffman motor built out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Charlie, let me show him my Chad Mullins motor, all right? White City, Illinois. So we're ready to go. We've set all the loads on the springs. We've checked the toe. Let me see here. Take this little bolt off. But I want to show you this motor. Hey, Wallace, let me see your motor, man. So there you go. This is a Mullins motor. Charlie, go ahead and get down in there and show them it off. So, yeah. I'm not afraid to show you anything, because pretty much we all kind of got the same thing, you know. It's just where you get your speed in your race cars, in your shocks, your springs, what they call the weights on your springs. But anyway, this is the motor I'm going to start the year out with. And listen, I understand that none of you can have two motors. I get that. Don't jump my ass, okay? I'm sorry. I used to have 3 motors. And before Speed Week started, I had 2 people call me up. Actually, Clayton Bryant and Ricky Lemons. Herman, we can't get a motor. We want to go to Speed Week's Evolution. I said, I got a wonderful Mullins motor, and sold it to him at a right price. Part of my right sizing was going to 2 motors. Herminator's not the type of person. Now listen, I know local racers, when they blow a motor, they're out. I get that, and you can see in my face, I'm very, very privy. I'm very humble to that situation. But Herminator don't like to be off 6 months. You know what I mean? So I work extra hard, and I always try to have a spare motor. I do my very best. Listen, I change my oil and my oil filter every 4 races, not because of the oil. My Mobil 1 oil is the best oil around. I run 050. Yes, 050. It's a very good oil. But the reason I change my oil every 4 races is because of the dirt. Now listen, I got Walker air filters. They're the best filters in America. And I clean these things, I wash them, and then I put this over. But the reason I change oil every 4 races is that some of that dirt's going to get in, all right? It's going to. And the only reason I change my oil is not because we're ruining it. It's just because that oil's going to get a little dirty when you race dirt. Now, if you're an asphalt racer, you probably go a lot longer. But there's an old saying Brother Rusty taught me: better safe than sorry. So anyway, my headers are built by my childhood friend, the Schoenfeld family. Don, the owner, Doug, and Dennis. I run Schoenfeld headers. I run Mullins or Hoffman Motors. Now listen, when I started racing, hey, Herman, can you build a motor? No, I know my limit. Now, however, I can dress a short block. I can change valve springs. And once again, I do everything myself. And the reason I remind everybody I do everything myself is because there's an education. People saw me on TV and they got this vision that he got that NASCAR money. And so it's important for me to let you know that we did a 360. It's just me in the shop. So I put the motors in. If I got to adjust valves, I adjust the valves myself. I check the timing. One of my most prideful moments was Chad Mullins, I don't know, 6 years ago. He said, who plumbed this car? Means run the hoses. And Buddha was helping me at the time. Buddha looked at Chad Mullins and said, Herman does all that. Oh, Chad Mullins went. I said, damn, Chad, I'm still educating you too. Go back through our history. So anyway, really that's just kind of a story, and I hope you enjoyed it. I gave you the price of the motors. I give you the degree of the headers and why the price difference. Motors, headers, timing, what I do to maintenance. We even take the radiator out every once in a while. I take the radiator out about every 15 races. I flush the dirt out of the radiators. And so yeah, all right, listen, I want to end like this. This was a bonus video, something we usually don't do. But in celebration of 50,000 subscribers, I love you all. We're having fun. And there's an old saying my boss taught me at Fox Sports. He says, say what you mean and mean what you say. So the Herminator on all our other NASCAR videos, I got to break it down the way I see it because I'm jaded. Jaded means I know too damn much about the sport. So, all right, love you all. Hope you enjoyed our motor video. And my first race is going to be local right here, probably April 1st. Brownstown, Illinois, Fayette County, and Kenny Schrader and Ray Mahler's track here at I-55 Raceway. All right, until then, thank you all so much. And remember, please subscribe and like.